average person lies anything up to 15 to 20 times per day.
Trained by the FBI, Steve Van Aperen is a man who studies the way people answer questions.
He's trained in the United States with the FBI, Secret Service and LAPD, and we welcome Steve Van Aperen. Steve, how are you?
In 1996 I was a police detective, and I was always interested in psychological profiling, what made serial killers and serial sex offenders tick. Remember this, for every one lie you tell, you have to invent 2 or 3 to protect yourself from the first one. Secondly, you've got to have a great memory, because you've got to remember, what have I said previously that could contradict me now? Neurologically, truthful people don't go through that rationalisation process. If I asked people in this audience what you did this morning, you would be relying on memory for recall. So you would find your memories, your feelings, emotions, descriptions would be much more comprehensive. Whereas if you're fabricating or embellishing, you can't rely on that. Research shows us under MRI scanning, when we fabricate, embellish and make things up, we use 3 parts of our brain. Whereas if you're recalling information, we only require 1 part of that brain.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bill Clinton, when he was talking about Monica Lewinsky during his testimony, he said, whilst my answers were legally accurate, I did not volunteer information. We call that lying by omission. People will only tell you what they want you to know. It's up to a good interviewer to ask good, direct, probing questions. I consult my services to the media and different homicide squads around the country. And what they'll do is they'll get me to analyse content and structure during an interview. And remember this, I may be able to think of a lie, but can I effectively communicate it? And often, 9 times out of 10, we listen to the content of what people say. We listen to what they say and we try to find fault with that content. The problem is this, what if that person is so well rehearsed? What if that person is so well practiced at delivering that deception? And we put all our eggs in the one basket. We don't look for paralinguistic styles, micro-expressions, distress signals, hand-to-face, contrary body language behaviours. Then we're going to miss valuable data and information. Be aware of what we call qualifying statements. I want to say one thing. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anyone to lie. Not a single time, never. I need to go back and work for the American people. When I heard that, I literally fell off the couch laughing. And the reason is, truthful people very rarely feel the need to qualify a statement before they in fact say it. I want to say one thing and then go on to say what the person really wants to say. But they can't, because they know if they do, they're going to get into trouble, especially if Hillary is watching. So we need to make sure that we analyse not just the content, but the language used as well. 9 times out of 10, how often have you been somewhere? You listen to somebody and you get a gut feeling, nah, that's not true. Have you had that happen to you? The reason that happens is because we base our perceptions on our observations.
I've just listened to a fantastic speaker, Steve, and it's really enlightening. There was a lot of really good stuff that I could take out of it, and I was really happy to be here this morning.
Steve was amazing, well worth seeing, and gives you heaps of tips.
I just saw Steve presenting here at ICSP, and I thought he was fantastic. He's really passionate about what he talks about, lots of really good learning, and what an interesting man. Worthwhile for any conference.
I found Steve really interesting. He gave us some really good ideas about how to watch for people who aren't telling the truth. And I think it would have great application in many business situations, interviewing and the like. So, fantastic morning.